For 20 years, Arsenal have chased the biggest prize in club football and come up short. Most people look at that and see failure. They see disappointment, heartbreak, and a club that couldn't quite get over the line. But I see something completely different. I see one of the greatest success lessons you'll ever hear. Because what if the reason you're struggling right now is the same reason Arsenal might eventually succeed? Think about it. In a world where everyone wants instant results, Arsenal's story reminds us that success isn't about how quickly you reach your goal. It's about whether you're willing to keep going when the goal seems further away than ever. Have you ever worked hard for something, given it everything you had, and still come up short? Maybe it was a business, a career goal, or a dream you've been chasing for years. If so, Arsenal's story might be exactly what you need to hear. Most people look at Arsenal and see disappointment. They see a club that has spent over 2 decades trying to win the Champions League without lifting the trophy. They see near misses, heartbreak, and seasons that ended without the reward everyone was hoping for. But the real lesson isn't about what Arsenal haven't achieved yet. The real lesson is about what they continue to do despite the setbacks. Year after year, season after season, they come back and try again. Even after criticism, failure, and disappointment, they keep moving forward. That's a mindset we can all learn from. Too many people quit far too early. They fail once and stop. They get rejected and stop. They face criticism and stop. They experience a setback and decide their dream isn't possible. But what if success was waiting just beyond the point where most people give up? Imagine if Arsenal had decided 10 years ago that the Champions League wasn't worth pursuing anymore. Imagine if they had accepted defeat permanently and stopped believing. There would be no possibility of future success. And that's exactly what happens when people quit on their own goals. The moment you stop trying, you remove any chance of winning. The lesson isn't that Arsenal haven't won yet. The lesson is that they haven't stopped trying. That's powerful because resilience is one of the most valuable qualities a person can develop. Anyone can stay motivated when things are going well. Anyone can believe when they're winning. Anyone can feel confident when results are coming quickly. But what about when things aren't working? What about when progress is slow, when nobody believes in you, or when you've been trying for years without seeing the breakthrough you're hoping for? That's when character is built. That's when real growth happens. That's when people separate themselves from the crowd. The people who eventually succeed are often the people who kept going long after everyone else would have quit. Think about some of the most successful individuals in the world. Many of them failed repeatedly before they achieved greatness. They faced rejection, criticism, and moments when giving up would have been easier. Yet they kept going, not because success was guaranteed, but because they believed the journey was worth it. That's the mindset Arsenal continue to demonstrate. Every season begins with hope. Every season begins with belief. Every season begins with another opportunity. And while the trophy hasn't arrived yet, the pursuit continues. There's another lesson hidden in this story. Progress matters. Many people focus only on the final result. They only look at whether someone won or lost. But growth often happens long before victory arrives. Every challenge teaches something. Every setback reveals a weakness that can be improved. Every disappointment creates an opportunity to grow stronger. Failure can be one of life's greatest teachers, not because it feels good, but because it reveals what success requires. It teaches patience, discipline, resilience, humility, and perhaps most importantly, persistence. It teaches the ability to keep moving forward when results aren't immediate. That lesson applies everywhere, in fitness, business, education, relationships, and personal development. The people who succeed are rarely the people who never fail. They're the people who refuse to let failure become permanent. Arsenal's journey reminds us that setbacks are not the end of the story. They are simply part of the story. Every successful person has chapters filled with disappointment. The difference is that they didn't stop writing. They kept going. So if you're watching this and feeling discouraged, remember this. Your current situation does not determine your future. A setback does not define you. A loss does not define you. A difficult season does not define you. What defines you is your response. Will you quit or will you keep going? Will you allow disappointment to stop you or will you use it as fuel? Because every dream worth achieving will test your commitment. Every goal worth pursuing will challenge your patience. Every meaningful journey will include obstacles. That's not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're moving towards something valuable. Arsenal's story is still being written, and so is yours. Maybe your breakthrough is next month, maybe it's next year, maybe it's further away than you'd like. But if you keep improving, keep learning, and keep moving forward, you're giving yourself a chance. And that's all anyone can do. The biggest tragedy isn't failing. The biggest tragedy is giving up on something that still had a chance. So whatever you're chasing today, don't let temporary setbacks convince you that permanent success is impossible. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep growing, keep believing. Because the people who eventually win are often the people who simply refuse to quit. And that might be the greatest lesson Arsenal can teach us all. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs a reminder to keep going. And in the comments, tell me, what's one goal you're refusing to give up on? I'll see you in the next video.